Hello and welcome to today's video. We're doing a tutorial to just show you guys how you can take your data analytics project, be it a project that you did with Python, SQL, or Power BI, and just upload it onto GitHub. And when you have your projects, your portfolio on GitHub, it makes it very easy for you to just share this information with recruiters, either by linking your GitHub to your CV, the actual project on GitHub to your CV, or linking it on your LinkedIn. So if that's something that you're interested in knowing how to do, stay tuned. So we're going to be following the non-programmatic approach. So you don't need the terminal, no coding here. It's the graphic side of things. Like, yeah, no terminal. I don't know if I should say front end side of things, but yeah, you basically be doing this on the front end, no using the terminal. And yeah, for those who are new here, this is your first time hearing this voice. My name is Stacey Samoe. I'm someone who transitioned from a non-technical background, and I've been in data for 3 years now. And in less than 3 years, as someone who transitioned from a non-technical background, I made my way to becoming a senior data analyst and eventually a strategy and analytics lead, which is the role I currently hold. And I also have this space, so this YouTube channel, this community where I just share my knowledge all the way from various tutorials such as this one, tutorials in SQL, SQL, Python, Power BI, Tableau. I also do a lot of guided projects. Is that if that's something that you're interested in, stay tuned. Anyway, on to today's video. So what you're seeing in front of you here is my personal GitHub. So if you don't already have a GitHub account, just come to GitHub, sign up, and yeah, sign up. It's just as straightforward as how you'd sign up for a LinkedIn account, an Instagram account, etc. So once you sign up, you can just click on the icon and make sure you're on your profile. Because where I am right now, this is my profile, and these are various projects that I've created before. I was trying this out and I deleted it. I'm wondering why I didn't delete, but anyway, it's okay. So this four repositories specifically are repositories that I created a long time ago, like back in 2020 when I was just getting into data science, data analytics. So yeah, feel free to check it out if that's something you're interested in checking out. But today we are going to create a new repository. So think of a repository as a folder. Yeah, a folder, a file. Think of it as a folder or a file. So if you have your first project, which is academic performance analysis, and then you have a health analytics SQL project, so you're able to create these files, you're able to create these folders on GitHub. And when you're sending out your CVs or just trying to sell yourself on LinkedIn, you link these various projects, and anyone, as long as you've made those projects public, anyone should be able to view this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is to just come here on your top right and then click on create new. So new repository. So a new repository is the equivalent of you're creating a new file. So once you've clicked on new repository, you need to name it. You can put a description, but it's optional. You can make it public or private. In this case, we're going to leave ours as public because I want you people to be able to come to my GitHub and find this particular project. I want to add it on LinkedIn and people will be able to see. I want to link it onto my data, my CV, and recruiters can be able to click on the link and see what I have to offer. Then where you can add your repository. Okay, yeah. So what do we want to name this? So I'd already documented this. So this is a student habits versus academic performance analysis. So this is a project that I did. It's currently up on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to link it in the description. And I just did it like I did it, and this is all I shared with people, like the documentation, the link to the data set. But now, if you want to actually put that after you've gone through this project and you actually want to put it in a place where, what are they called? In a place where recruiters can approach. So that's what we want to do. Like I just left it in my machine, and the closest thing to making it accessible was making this document public. So we're going to do an academic, let's just call it a performance analysis, academic student habits. Yeah, let's just call it that. I don't want it to be such a long name. Uh, habits. So what can we call it? Habits versus academic versus, let's just call it versus performance. You'll excuse my voice. I'm still recovering from a cold. So yeah, we can call it habits versus performance analysis. And we're okay with leaving it public. So now let's come and create our repository. And it's as simple as that. Like you have created your repository, and this is using the non-programmatic method. This is actually like my first time. Like I had to do research on this, um, creating a repository and pushing things. So like adding things, committing things on GitHub this way. The first I learned through like using the command line. And that's like a more advanced way of doing it. And I don't want to information overload beginners. But yeah, again, if these things that I'm sharing are something that of interest to you, feel free to stay tuned because I'll create another tutorial later on to now show you how to push your code, update and create repositories programmatically using a command line. And that's what you basically do, like when you start working, like all the places I've worked and I've had to work with Git and GitHub, Git being Git being like the command line, you'll always push via command line. You will not do what I'm doing. But this is still good practice for you to just get familiar with what is GitHub, for you to just be able to show your projects out there. And yeah, in the case that you actually land a role and you're actually required to use Git and GitHub, you would be very green and you at least understand the fundamentals and the terms. What is committing? What is a repository, etc. So yeah, we have our repository here. Don't worry so much in case it looks a bit different. I don't want to get into explaining what this is. Yeah, but ideally this would be used when if you're collaborating with someone. So like me, I've added my code, but me and you are working on this project. I can give you this key and you can use this SSH key to be able to access this repository and add something. But we'll learn that later. Now we are keeping it simple, very beginner friendly. So we have a repository and it's called Habits versus Performance Analysis. So in case of anything, you just want to change something up. You can change visibility, make it private. You can transfer the repository to someone. You can archive it, you can delete it, disable branch protection rules. We'll get into some of these things. Here, I just wanted you guys to be aware of you can change visibility, make it private. You can delete the repository, you can archive it. Yeah. So yeah, let's go back to our repository, like the home page, yeah? And at this point, I want us to create a README file, yeah? So I'm just going to show you guys how do you create a README file, what's a README file, what's the importance of a README file. Then after I show you how to create a README file, how to create a README file, what's a README file, what's the importance of a README file. I'm also going to show you how to add other files. So you'll just come here and click on README. So think of README as what's that thing? An executive summary. So like if someone comes to your file, yeah, your repository, you've done a heavy project. So the first step you did was probably source your data, clean your data, do some feature engineering, and yeah, a lot of feature engineering, introduce a number of features. And then after that, you went on to what is it called? You went on to like create a dashboard. Maybe it's a data science project after you did your data cleaning, feature engineering, whether you're using Python or you're using SQL. But in this case, if you're going to build predictive models, let's say you did your data cleaning, your feature engineering, you created your first data set on SQL. Then you took that data set and you did some exploration, built a dashboard on Power BI. And maybe you're going beyond the data analysis and you're doing some data science or building some predictive models on Python. So that's a lot you've done. It's a very big project. So you'd ideally need something like an executive summary, and that's what a README file is. A README file is something that someone can quickly scan through to just get an idea of, okay, what is this person's project all about? And README, the README file uses a language called Markdown. So you see, habits versus performance analysis. If you come to preview, that's how it looks. That's a title. So the more hashtags you have, the smaller. So if you do two, then let me just say hello. So if we come to preview, you see it's smaller. So you use hashtags to create, like, a title would ideally be one hashtag. Two titles can be like heading one, three heading three. So the more hashes that are there, the smaller it is. So I'd already pre-documented this. And again, this is based on like what I saw. I'm going to, as I mentioned, I'm going to link the project down below. So if you already built that project and you want to modify this project documentation further, please do feel free to do so. So I'm going to select till there because with the SQL code, we are going to we're going to upload it. We're going to upload it as a different file on its own. So this one, we're going to make it a heading. So let's preview and see. Okay, so we're going to delete this. We don't need this anymore. So student habits versus academic performance. Aha, so we can put some space there. Okay, so project flow, we can make it a heading one. So if you preview, see, it's coming together. And then, so feature engineering, we can 1, 2, 3, because it's like a subheading. And then let's take a look at how that looks like. Okay, so it's coming together. So we're going to do the same thing for final data set and then dashboard building to just make it more presentable and easy to read. So 1, 2, 3. And then, so final data set columns, and then 1, 2, 3, dashboard building. And then we have our summary insights, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see if that's necessary. So positive correlation. So there was one positive correlation. And then study hours, this is 0.2. Optimal sleep. I gave disclaimers, so please, if you actually want to use this as a project, please, go watch the full video because I gave disclaimer on this third insight. And there you go. Like you have your like you have a summary of the project, like everything that you did. So if you want to save it, you do commit changes. So there we go, create a README, it's saving. And voila. So if we come back to performance habits versus performance analytics, this is how it looks. And this is ideally what people will see. So if we come back to, I go to my profile, yeah, and then I look for, where is that? Okay, so we can see my latest activities. So we can click there. And yeah, you see? So even you, if I send you this link, of which I'm going to link this actual repository in the description down below, like you'll be able to see this. So now we have our README and someone can quickly, like someone can quickly just scan through this and understand what's going on, yeah? So I want to make okay, so let's add a bit some more files, yeah? So upload files, yeah? Okay, so I'd already opened them here. So this is where I stored everything for that project, yeah? So the first thing, okay, yeah, the first thing I want to upload is the dashboard. So it's uploading add file by add optional extended description. So we're just going to call this academics projects dashboard. Let me keep it lowercase, dash. For consistency, I should have probably kept it to the same title as above. So we have it, the format is PNG, and then we can commit. Okay, so now if I send you this link, you'll be able to access the README, which is also here, and you'll be able to access the dashboard. So if we click in here, you see, you can see the dashboard. Yeah. And then let's go back to the repository. So the other thing that I also want us to add is the SQL. So here. So this is the SQL code for this project. Uh, so SQL code academics project. And then we can commit this. There you go. So that we have 3. So if we click on this, see, you can see the code that we used. So a recruiter can come and see, okay, so this is the code you wrote. That is the dashboard you're able to build. If you decide to take this further and put it on Python and build some predictive model, you come and update your README and you can link anything further. And honestly, that's it. Maybe the only other thing I'm going to add here. Oh no, I didn't. That's not what I wanted to do. Cancel changes. So I want to add a file, but I'm uploading still. And I want to upload the generated data set. Okay, so clean data set. This data set is ready for data visualization and exploration. Was created using the SQL code shared. Okay, so we can commit changes. And then the last thing that I want to add is if we come to extend this further. Data sets. Okay, so I got this data set from Kaggle. So student performance, yeah, it was this one. So we're going to add another file, upload file, and then I come here and I get the file and I drop it there. So I can say this is the raw data set. Okay, then we can commit that. And there you go. That's basically it. So you can just get this and link it to, like, I'd ideally link this to my CV or link it on my LinkedIn. And since it's public, anyone will be able to have access to this. Yeah, LinkedIn on your CV. And then the only other thing is, let's edit our README. Yeah. So if you have some visuals and you want to add your visuals here, you actually can. Yeah. So for me, what I want to do is I want to add the dashboard here. So we'll come here and then go back, back, back here. So we have our dashboard. So this is just an example. And then I put it there. So it's still uploading. So let me do this and then I bring this up. So let's preview and see if it will show in the preview. There you go. So if there are other visualizations that you created and you want to upload it here, even like independently, you can. And yeah, something I'm just going to urge you to do is to please, I'm going to link down this project down below so that you can just review the project. If you're going to make some changes, if there's some insights that you don't agree with, please update them, especially if this is something that you actually plan to use on your CV or share on LinkedIn. So yeah, we're going to commit the changes. And the beauty of GitHub is it's just think of it like a file, think of it like a Google Doc, a Word document. You can go and edit it. So you can edit this anytime, remove whatever you want to remove, add whatever you need to add, and then you can also track changes made. So like the version of the code that was there yesterday or 2 months ago versus today. And it's like a very powerful tool for collaborating. So if we're building a data science project end to end, like the data cleaning, the feature engineering, the parameter tuning, like building various models. So today you worked till this point, you push your code to you finished all the previous steps before like model building, and now you're trying to parameter tune and you're changing all these variables. Like you can track the changes. So even if you change your document every day for like a whole month and you're like, "Ugh, I need to get the version from last month," you can easily get that version. So yeah, that was a very quick intro to GitHub. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please do let me know down in the descriptions below. If you're interested in such videos and more of such, do let me know. What I'm going to do is I have a couple of projects planned. And one of the projects that's coming soon, maybe even the next project, because I want to be posting a project every week. So maybe even the next project that I'm planning to post, I want to do a solo SQL project, like a data analysis SQL project. I might do SQL and Power BI. Mostly, I'll most likely do SQL alone. I'm going to do an end to end, like right from writing the SQL, documenting the projects, the insight, uploading it on GitHub. I'm going to do it end to end to just show you guys how that looks. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, please feel free to, yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, turn on notification so that when that comes up, you actually see it. So now I'm trying to counter check. I feel like we've done everything. We've created a repository. You know what a repository is. You now know how to use GitHub in an unprogrammatic way. If you want to know how to do it in a programmatic way, stay tuned because that's a video I plan to do for you guys very soon. And now you know what a repository is, you know how to do a README, you've been introduced to Markdown language, and you know how to upload various files onto GitHub, you know how to commit changes onto GitHub, etc. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye, guys.